Here it is, the pinnacle of human achievement, the Van der Graaf generator. This one is charged from the mains. If you look at the end, just over here, you'll see it goes off a plug, and the plug goes in here, turn it on. All that does is provide power to drive the motor. So the motor is driven by electricity, the rest of the machine isn't. We could run it off a hand crank if we wanted to. In fact, the very early ones of these I'm sure would have been. The way the machine actually works is surprisingly simple, which is science teacher code for listen, because you'll look silly if you don't understand this. The first thing that's happened down here, if I pull these bolts out, that one and that one, it's there. So inside the tube here, you can see there's a rubber belt. The rubber belt rubs against this piece of metal at the bottom. We call it a brush, although it looks nothing like a brush. That metal bit, just there, the brown bit. Charges are transferred from the brush onto the rubber belt. I don't know why this rubber belt's got lots of Christmas things on, look. Teddy bears and children doing something. And some blocks and a ball. Maybe that's a beach ball. Maybe it isn't Christmas, but it's got pictures of stuff on. I've no idea why. Anyway, the charges are transferred onto the rubber belt. The rubber belt carries the charges up into the dome. Inside the dome, there's a wire which runs, where is it? There it is. It's off the second brush at the top. So static charges go from the metal brush at the bottom, just down in there. They transfer up the rubber belt as the belt turns around. They go from the brush at the top, again it's that bit of copper there, along the wire, and it's transferred from the wire, somewhere back around here, onto the dome. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's lovely, we can generate loads and loads of static charge, thousands of volts of this machine, but how on earth are we going to discharge it safely? Well, you need to connect it onto something. We need to earth the machine. And over here, on this wand, we have a wire. That's really important. That wire connects into here. You see there's a symbol underneath? Just there. That's the earthing wire. And that earthing wire goes all the way, connected onto the housing of the machine, just to make it safe, and goes onto the top pin on the UK plug just there. And that connects onto the earth for the building. So the charges are borrowed from the rest of the planet. They're collected together into the dome. See if I can squash the dome. No. They're collected onto the dome, and as the machine runs, it builds up a huge charge, which we then discharge back onto the wand and back down to the planet where they came from in the first place. Let's run the machine. Give it a moment to build up charge. You can probably see the wand in the reflection. There it is. When the projector's running, it makes the projector twitch. Don't think the computer likes that very much. Whoa. At the end of the summer, I cut off my moustache and I've put it onto this little electrical plug. And because the static charges all have the same charge, they should repel each other. Let's try it. See if the hairs will stand up. Oh, there we go. And the hairs should be attracted to the wand as they try and discharge. It's always strangely satisfying. This is another illustration of the charges all repelling each other. When I turn the machine on, the charges will be carried from the comb at the bottom, up the rubber belt, up onto the dome, and then they'll spread evenly across the dome and into the tin foil cake tins that we have up there. I'm not sure they're cake tins, but that's what we'll call them today. And they'll all repel each other, and they might even rise into the air. It's quite subtle, so you'll need to watch carefully. I think you might have noticed them all repelling each other.